Hey there, how's it going? Another combat demo today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ki Spiral, the final of our basic Ki attacks, as well as talking about some improvements to the Ki explosion visuals and some particles and some gameplay with Ki. So let's get right into it. This is the spiral that you're looking at on screen. The main cool factor of this one for me is the particles that that form the spiral, what actually makes it a spiral. I want to mention that this visual isn't complete. I just really wanted to get this video out and show you guys how spiral is looking, because I'm very happy with it. It was a bunch of complicated math. I say complicated, but I just suck at math. Thanks to Rook, I was able to figure out this math stuff. Rook's the animator texture guy. He does a lot of stuff on the team. So yeah, the spiral is formed via particles, which surprisingly not that laggy at all, and there's more optimization I can do with it if it becomes an issue for some people, so not too worried about that. Anyway, so talking about the Ki Spiral mechanically, one of its defining factors is its speed, and that it can pierce. So both of these make it a similar in terms of the laser, where it's super fast and deadly, do some solid damage. Obviously, Special Beam Cannon is the one-to-one comparison you could draw here. So, like Wave, it's going to have a longer charge time, but it's going to be smaller, faster, and pierce. There will likely be a damage drop-off as it hits more enemies, probably like the disc, because unlike the laser didn't have a damage drop-off, but the spiral will have a damage drop-off. So that's about it for the spiral in this video. Next, we're going to be moving on to things like Ki clashing and all of that in upcoming videos, so do look forward to that. We're going to start making those mechanics internally, and we're going to show you guys them. So let us know how you feel about that. Now let's talk about how Ki plays in-game. A very important thing about Ki gameplay for me is making sure it can flow nicely with melee combat, because what's the point if they don't work together, okay? So a core tenet of that is making sure the charging is fast enough that you can get these attacks off without getting punished for doing so. Still tweaking all of these numbers, obviously, through testing. We haven't even done an internal pre-alpha yet, so everything you see is only been tested with me and a couple of the higher team members working in call with me, right? So it nobody's actually got hands-on with it, so numbers will change. Some of the changes I've made are notably locking movement while firing Ki attacks. This was always the intention, but I finally got it working properly. So as you're firing a Ki attack, you won't be able to move. A notable exception is Ki Barrage. So if you just spam the Q button, or however you choose to fire that, if you don't charge it enough, it's just a barrage type attack. So you can just spam it and shoot it 8 times before it combos again, whatever. Talked about that in previous videos. That becomes a blast if you hold it, and if you hold it, you'll be locked in place like all the other attacks. Some other notable things is when you fire an attack, you're locked for a short period of time. The lock is different depending on the attack. Most of these are pretty subtle. Most of them are sub 1 second. The longest one is probably Wave, because you're shooting a wave. So this will be a period where someone can punish you for, especially if you miss your attack, because if you hit your attack, it's not too much of an issue, because your enemy will probably be paralyzed, stunned, for a second while being hit by the attack. But if you miss your attack, presumably they have a good chance to beat you up. Or maybe there's a way you Z-vanish out of it. Undecided, we haven't got there yet. Ki gameplay will probably be shown a lot more next video. So let's talk about Ki explosions. So most of the changes to this are visual, primarily consisting of the new explosion, where the actual shockwave, as I call it. There's a shockwave, there's some particles, there's lots of things. There's debris particles that come out, lightning particles that come out. So I coded the framework for spawning particles on Ki attacks, so you'll probably see that a lot more. We have some dozen particles we could pull from that have been used on forms, cosmetics, probably not the cosmetic ones, but all the forms and all the shiny particles we've used in the past, we could just reuse here, recolor them, whatever we need to do to get them to look cool. So that's very exciting. One of the notable things is explosions. When I throw a disc or a wave, anything that's not a blast. So the two blasts, the blast and big blast, both do shockwaves, just a nice orb expanding and pulsating as it breaks blocks. But the other ones break blocks in a path: laser, spiral, disc, wave, all just break they basically drill, in a sense, very fast. It's like a mining laser, basically. And the way that will work is it will spawn debris constantly as it's flying. You can see that here. It looks really, really cool. I'm like super happy with that. So I'm very happy with how these explosions turned out. Again, the explosions are still very much work in progress. I don't know if they're going to make it. I would really love if they make it because it was a passion project of mine, and I'm a huge nerd, as many of you might be. I like explosions. Always had a weird fascination with them. Anytime a game has destructible terrain, slapping the credit card on the table, you know the meme. I feel old. So I'm always huge for it, and if I can get it in my own thing, I absolutely will. But Minecraft is Minecraft, and there might be too much lag there, but I like doing things that are hard, so don't count it out. Anyway, moving on. Explosions are cool. I already kind of talked about particles. You know, we have all of these changes to gameplay. Expect the next combat demo to talk a lot more about actual gameplay, show a lot more actual fighting with Ki. I didn't have much time to work on it this time, but I just wanted to get you guys a new combat demo. Hope you guys like this combat demo. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't check out the last video, you should. It's about public testing. TLDR, public testing will take place in December. Public testing is open to, the current plans are anyone. Might change, but we're just going to let anyone in. You'll just be able to test, and the testing will literally last up until the update releases. Maybe a little bit. Maybe it'll close a little bit before, but to give time. But anyway, you'll have a shit ton of time to just test the update and literally just play the update as it develops. It'll be very buggy because it would likely be an alpha or pre-alpha, pre-beta testing. So, yeah. See you in December. Go check out that video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.